Hey, what's going on, you guys? This is Sheila Bila coming to you with another review of Beauty in Black Season 1, Episode 2. This one is called A Dance with Daddy. All right, and it says, Mallory and Roy tries to outmaneuver a chaotic string of events. Kimmie defiles orders to help Rain and forgets that she is a stripper. And she's under the control of Jules and this whole family and all these connections that connect. Y'all, let's go ahead and get into this episode. Please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe. The more you do like, the more it goes through the algorithm and more people will start to view my commentary. All right, so here we are. As it opens up, Roy is on his way home, and Roy is Mallory's husband. Roy is the CFO, come to find out, and I guess Mallory is the CEO. Is a CEO, CFO, one of Beauty in Black. So this is the husband. He's on this private road, and he goes on the road. He runs over that body that got hit, that Mallory hit on last episode. So he gets out, looks at the body. He actually picks the body up, put it in the trunk, and then he go ahead and he drives home. And I was just like, well, at least you nice. Your wife just left for there. But you know, everything has a reason as to why we're doing this. Okay. So Mallory, she's sitting at the table and she drinking because she just heard over a butt dial. It wasn't no butt dial. That was Kimmie. Kimmie is the one that said, call your wife, when they was back there at that hotel room or wherever they were. And Kimberly deliberately called her on purpose so she can hear her husband cheating on her. So she think it was a butt dial, but you know, Kimmie did the thing herself. So Roy comes in the house. Mallory is mad. She instantly gets up and take off on him. Boop, 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 boop. He like, oh, you crazy. You know, he called out her name. She a crazy woman, right? She just mad. She was like, I heard you. Who was the woman? Who was the woman that you was sleeping with? He was like, I don't know what you're talking about. So she sits back down. She takes a sip of her drink and she throws the glass. She gets back up. She take off. But before she did that, she said, did you go down a private road? And he like, why do you ask me that? And then that's when she, throw out the stuff or whatever. She take off on him and all that stuff, right? And so she was like, you butt dialed me. I didn't do nothing. You didn't hear nothing or whatever. So then they bring up the private road. He was like, that's why you wanted me to bring up that private road, because you were the one that hit that person on that road or whatever. And she was like, I don't know what you're talking about. Girl, you do know what he's talking about. Anyway, so back over at the hotel, Rain, I thought Rain was dead, but Rain ain't. Rain over there half dead. And she laying on the bed, child, booty oozing with juice and foam and fix a flat and whatever else they done put inside this baby's body. She's clammy, she's pale, she about to go on over to the upper room. And Kimmie is looking at her like, oh my God, like, I can't believe this is going on. I can't believe this is happening. But then Rain starts to talk. I'm okay. You are not okay. She said, I just need to take these medicines and I feel okay. It's like every time I move, if I don't move, if I lay here, I'll be okay. No, honey, you are not okay. You are not okay at all. Okay. So when Kimmie is looking at her friend, she has this flashback. Now this really shows pretty much what happened with them. So remember last episode 1, Rain and Kimmie, they were pretty much living inside of Walmarts and stuff, inside of what's them things called? Them strip malls. That looks like they probably in a Walmart, child, or Costco or somewhere. So they living inside one of these stores. And Rain is going around checking the computer. So she check a computer and it happens to be one that's open. So this is when they introduce Angel. Angel is a person, he apparently he ain't got nothing either. So Angel is their connect to how they ended up on an airplane trying to, I guess move drugs across to another state, I guess. So he was offering them, he offered Rain $5,000. Rain asked if Kimmie could come, and he said, well, she can get $5,000 too. So they are like, yeah, we can go do it. We can get this $5,000. But what happened was when they got on their airplane, this was a whole setup because at originally Rain said that a lot of the pimps be on her, like they be on her, and she was trying to find another way to get money besides going into prostitution, right? So this was like a reverse of what she thought she was trying to do, because it ended up coming to where she's literally under the thumb of a pimp and he's pimping both of them. Okay, this was the setup. So apparently Jules is the mastermind in how to find men and women to put them under their thumb. So he's in the background. This is how I see it. He's in the background setting everything up, saying that I can get y'all some money if y'all go ahead and move some drugs or whatever. So come to find out, Jules is actually on the police department. He works on the force. He was working on the force. He's like head of security for Mallory and Roy and all of them, right? But before he was doing it, he was actually head of security. He was on the police force. So what he did, he must have sent this message out among under the black web or whatever they got going on. And Angel gets the message. Angel finds other people that can help him. So hence they're talking about they're going to end up moving these drugs together. So they end up getting on the plane. Before the plane even takes off, the police officer comes and gets them off the plane. Who is the police officer? Is Jules. And now since Jules said, you owe me because I got you out of your situation, you're going to have to pay your debt off to me. So that's how it ended up happening. This is how I think that it happened in the background before we can actually see what happened. So Jules pretty much set this whole thing up so he can find men and women to dance for him, and he can pretty much be their pimp. So he just went up, instead of him going on the route of actually being on the streets, he did it via the internet. Yep, that's what happened. All right, so back over there at the house, Body ends up calling Rain's phone to see how she's doing, but Kimmie ends up answering the phone. She's like, hello, and Body like, so how you doing? This ain't Body, this is this ain't Rain, this is Kimmie. What you doing with her phone? Cause she over here laid out, passed out. Something wrong, I'm about to take her to the hospital. Don't you take her to a hospital. Why? She ain't doing good. Well, if you take her to the hospital, then you gonna go to jail and Rain gonna go too. Why I gotta go to jail? Because you the one got in there, Body talking about that gonna put it on Kimmie. You the one that gave her the $1,500 to go get her butt done and all this other stuff. Kimmie said, I didn't give her nothing. Well, it don't matter. That's gonna be the story planted. And they said that they're coming over there, So now back over at Roy and Mallory's home, they still fussing. They fussing, right? So Roy is like, let me show you something. I'm finna show you what's in this trunk. So they go to the garage, open up the trunk. There is the body. Mallory like, why did you bring her here? So he said, I brought her. He was like, think about it. Who all rides on this private road? Who all rides on this private road? It's just our family. So if something were to happen, they would point it at our family. Like, duh. So we got to figure out what we need to do. Roy's instinct is to call Jules. Mallory don't want to call Jules because Mallory feels like Jules has too much information on them and he can use this to his advantage. But Roy said he's the only person that knows how to get us out of stuff like this. Mallory comes up with they're trying to figure up a plan, right? They talking about burn the whole car. No, don't burn the car. Okay, so Mallory says let's take them back to the old neighborhood and then let some old thugs out there steal the car. And then Roy is like, no, so you want to put some more niggas in jail? Like, is that what you're trying to do? And they was just like, what we gonna do? So apparently somebody got a plan. Maybe they gonna go with Mallory plan. I don't know, because they get in the car and they get to taking out going somewhere. Apparently to Indiana somewhere. All right. So now Body has went to the hotel, her, T.S. Madison, and everybody. Child, the dude that's with the dude that's with them, he over there trying to wipe his fingerprints off, and he trying to pick up all the little evidence that he can, because he know this don't look right. T.S. Madison looking like, what did you do? I didn't do nothing to her. How many pills she take? I don't know how many pills she take. That ain't got nothing to do with me. Then they asking, Kimmie all these questions. Kimmie don't know. Kimmie like, this is how I found her. I'm about to take her to the hospital. Don't you take her nowhere. T.S. Madison talking about she is a nurse. Kimmie said, so what nursing school you go to? How long you what hospital you work at? T.S. Madison can't divulge none of the information because she ain't got none. They tell my girl, we finna get ready to go. All right, bye. Oh, mind you too, Kimmie said something that was snappy. T.S. Madison told Body to get your girl. Body went over there and slapped Kimmie in the face. I was like, yeah, dog, really? Because she trying to question what y'all got going on with her best friend? Okay, whatever. So they end up leaving, right? T.S. Madison give Kimmie some more pain medicine time. I tell her to take that. And Body goes outside to call Jules. Like, look, there's some stuff going on over here. And you're going to have to end up getting Kimmie together because she got too much mouth. And then Jules' whole thing is, I'm the one that put you in charge of the girls. If you can't handle them, then let me know. Body says that she can handle it. Apparently, Body, you can't. You really, these girls really laughing at you at the end of the day. They don't look at you as being scary. The only thing that they know that you got Jules under your arm, and just because they scared of Jules, they scared of you. So anyway. Okay, so while Mallory and Roy, they riding down to Indiana somewhere to do something with his body, they end up getting pulled up by the police. Mind you, Roy done been drinking dang near and smoking. Well, drinking and snorting dang near all night. Mallory over there, she was drinking as well. So when the police come and pull them up, he asks for their license, registration, all that stuff. And he says, have you been drinking? And then Mallory says, no, that was me. He said, well, it smells like him because I can smell it all over him. All right. So he asks Roy to get out the car. Get out the car to the breathalyzer. He gets under arrest. Mind you, before the police even came to the door, Roy was like, you need to call Jules. You need to call Jules. So now when Roy is getting put in handcuffs, that is when Mallory makes the phone call to Jules like, hey, you know what I'm saying? It's some stuff going on. Roy had been drinking. He got pulled over. They about to take him down. And then she ended up telling Jules the police officer's name, badge number, all of that, right? So Jules said, let me handle it, because he normally handles the people in Chicago. It's harder for him to handle the people in Indiana because, you know, that wasn't really his jurisdiction. But, you know, go blue ride for blue, however they do. Okay, so Jules was telling Mallory, you need to go stall the police because y'all gotta pay, you know, because that's when Mallory was like, well, we got something, a body in the back of the car. And he was like, oh, okay, well, y'all, you need to go install him. I'm trying to do whatever I can do. So while Jules is over there trying to make his connects to all these police officers, Mallory gets out the car and she goes, oh, mind you, I forgot this one point. While Mallory was in the car, that body that was in the back, remember, she really wasn't that dead like that. This lady got rolled over and rolled back over, and she ain't dead. So she was trying to get out the she trying to get out the back seat of the car, out the back seat of the trunk. And so that's when Mallory gets up, closed the trunk, and tries to talk to the officer like, okay, officer, you know, what are you gonna do? Where are you taking him? And then Mallory said, can I drive? He was like, you've been drinking too. So the officer said, so you want to get in this car after you've been drinking and get pulled back over or whatever? And she was like, oh no. He said, well, I suggest that you call you a ride before the tow truck gets here, because this car is getting towed and Roy is going to jail. And if you don't act right, you're gonna be going to jail too, pretty much. All right, so back over there at the hotel, at the motel, oh, over there at that little motel, that's the apartment of Kimmy and Rain. Kimmie go ahead and call a taxi and to take her friend to the hospital. And the taxi driver's like, yeah, I'm not doing this. Like, what y'all got going on? All this other stuff. She was kind of funny. Child, she done touched the woman. She told me, what is this on my hand? So she was like, don't worry about that. It's going to be extra, whatever, with the fee and all that stuff. They put Rain in the car. They go ahead and take her down there to the hospital. So now, while Mallory and Jules there in the car, they're talking about pretty much what's going on. Mallory is telling Jules, like, I don't really trust you like that. You know I don't trust you like that. So what are you gonna do? Y'all in this situation, I'm trying to help y'all, whatever. So Mallory was like, well, I need you to go ahead and take care of it, because they done took this body to this tow yard, and the body, did she say that the body was not dead? I think she did tell them that the body wasn't quite dead. It was still kind of moving. So yeah, they're gonna have to take care of that. Kimmie and Rain, they made it to the hospital. They put Rain on the little gurney, took her back to the back. So while Rain was back to the back, Kimmie was in the waiting room waiting on her friend. So she's at the hospital. She's getting nervous because she sees all these little police officers and all that stuff. So she comes out and she sees and Jules pulls up just in time. I said, Jules, you sure know how to get out these places real fast. Like, you really know how to get out of these places. So she get in the car with Jules, and Jules is telling her, like, you better be glad that I know people. Like, you better be glad, because if they would have found out that who you were, you would end up going back to jail. And then Jules said, didn't I not do enough for you? Didn't I not do enough for you? He talking about, I done got you and your friend. Y'all didn't even go see a judge. I didn't even go before a judge. I got y'all up out of there. And so that's what made me think. And I'm like, this was all this set up by him in the beginning, because he knew that he could just get these girls. He's the one that took them down to the jail. He's the one that processed the paperwork, and he's the one that determines if they get out the jail. And so he's playing mind games with them, making it seem like it's something that it really ain't. This is what I'm thinking, because, I haven't saw the future episodes. This is just all that I'm getting out of this. It's like this is all his setup. This is his way to lure people into getting them into prostitution, sex, drugs, working at his strip club, all of that stuff. And mind you, all the people that are in his strip club, it's like they all got cases. Like, they're all trying to pay their debt off to Jules, because he done set them up somehow, some way to do what they need to get out, to get them under his thumb, pretty much. And it's not like he don't got connections, because he does. But at the same time, I think a lot of this stuff is just planted by him. All right. So he tells her, what you need to do is go on back down to that club. You need to go get your face right and go on back down to that club and get to dancing and pay me out my debt. All right. So now it is, I guess, how is it morning time and it's dark over at the club? I'm confused. Because ain't that daylight? Am I tripping? How is it a new day, but they still dancing over there at that club? And it was dark. Well, you know what? Maybe this later, maybe this early, and that the rest of the stuff happened later on that night. But the girl said she get up at 2:00 in the morning. You know what? I'm not gonna think too hard. I'm not thinking too hard, child, because I'm not about to break my brain over the times and the days in this episode. So anyway, Jules and Roy, they come into the Beauty and Black building, and everybody is playing nice. They kissing each other. Roy and Mallory kissing each other when they see each other. And they're, they kind of talking like, okay, is everything done? Is the body? Oh, mind you. When they were in that car, let me see. Not here. Here. When they were in this scene right here, Mallory told Jules that Roy is the one that hit the body. I said, oh, she's so trifling. So anyway, back here. Okay, so now they in here playing nice. And Jules said, well, it's something I need to tell y'all. There wasn't nobody. Like, body, nobody. Yeah, body, nobody. And I think I did skip a scene when they went over there to try to get the body, and the police people, and Jules and his team, they went over there shooting people in their garage. They were shooting the people, trying to get the car and all that stuff. or whatever. But anyway, and then Royale out of jail and all that stuff, right? So here we are here. But there was nobody. And I was just thinking in my head, I was like, that girl ain't dead. And she wasn't gonna be in that truck, in the back of that trunk. I knew that. I mean, I knew that. But Mallory though, Mallory think that Jules is trying to set them up. Mallory think that Jules had done something with the body. But I'm like, Mallory, that girl wasn't dead anyway. So I don't understand. The girl wasn't even she was not unalive. So of course she's gonna have, strengths point, like she's going to have certain times where she's going to be have enough strength to get up and try to hide somewhere or do something. Okay. And also I want to make a point too, that when the real police went over there, they said that there was a body found. So yeah, and I know that Mallory think that Jules is trying to set them up, but there was an actual body found by the real police, so maybe it wasn't set up after all by Jules. So back over, see now this is night. Back over at the strip club. Body goes over to Kimmie and was pretty much trying to check Kimmie, telling her don't be worried about brain and all this other stuff, right? Trying to keep her in check. And there was another stripper girls was asking Kimmie, how is Rain doing? How is Rain doing? Kimmie gets upset, bucks up at the other girl, and Body kind of breaks it up. And then you got to tell Kimmie that old man is out there waiting on them. And telling Kimmie, you need to take all his money, his credit cards, this, whoop, whoop, whoop. Now, this is when the pieces are about to come together because the man is sitting there looking. Well, Kimmie comes in there to dance, but she know he really don't like dancing. So she like, why do you want me in here? Because she knows that she is not his type, what he wants. And so the man said, I just want to sit. I want you to talk. I just want to talk. So Kimmie sits down and the man told her, so you told me, the old man says, so you told me that you can give me him. And she was like, well, I mean, how much are you willing to pay for him? And the man was like, how much are you trying to get? She said $1,500. The man said, well, I'm on a fixed income. And then that's when Kimmie was just kind of feeling sorry for him and was just like, oh, okay. So he was like, and Kimmie said, so why do you want him? Like, why are you doing this? And the old man was just like, I'm an old man. I ain't gonna be here long. I guess he wants to just satisfy one of his fantasies. Okay. So the man gives her the money and it was like $800. And so Kimmie was just like, you know what? I can just give him to you for $500. So she gives him the other $3 back. And he was like, why are you doing this? He said, well, unlike all these other girls, I'm a honest or she honest. And so he was just like, He was just looking at her like, So then he says, well, where can we go? Like, where can we go? And then he says, and then she says, well, can't you take him to your house? He says, no, I can't take him to my house. How about I take him to your house? She was just like, nah, I really don't want that going down in my house, like what? And so she was just like, okay, so what are we going to do? And so that's when he gave him the extra money and all that stuff. And she was just like, you know what? Where are you at? And he says Kimmie said, did you drive here? He says, yeah. What kind of car did you drive? I drove a green truck and it's in the parking lot. And Kimmie said, well, I don't get out till 2:00 in the morning. And he was like, okay, well, I'll just wait. And she was just looking like, you just going to sit up here and wait until 2 a.m. in the morning until I get out to get this man. It was like, okay. And also, I believe this is the scene where he was saying, like, is this the scene where he said he wanted her to take care of him? No, I don't think this is it. I think this is when they driving on in their truck. So Kimmie is just like, you know what? I'll go ahead. I'll set it up. And I guess the old man just gonna wait until they get out of work, and he gonna sit in the parking lot until they get out of work. So Kimmie goes over there to Angel, and Kimmie is like, hey, you know, the old dude, he trying to see you. And then Angel says real loud, you know I'm straight. And then he's like, so how much he paying? Okay, so whatever. Everybody is always straight until they pay. I said, oh wow, that's crazy. And so come to find out, also Angel got a baby mama that he lived with. So that's why, oh, okay, because the man did say, let's go to his place. She was like, nah, you don't want to go there. Like, nah, you don't want to go there. That ain't cool. But come to find out that he got a baby mama and everything. Do they live together? I'm not for sure, but I thought he said that they live together, whatever. But anyway, so he was talking about he want $800, and Angel said he wanted $800. Kimmie said he only paying $5. You gonna get him for $5? You know you broke. You ain't got no money. You need to come get this money. And so Angel agreed and said, all right. So now, when they get to the truck to find a man asleep, Angel tells Kimmie, like, I'm not gonna have sex with him. I'm just gonna dance, and that's gonna be it. And Kimmie just like, okay, go do what you do. So they in a truck, and they driving, and the man finds a bit of rapport with Kimmie, and to the point to where he's like, he kind of trusts her. Like, you know, she seems like she's a pretty good person. And so this is when he said, I want you to take care. I think this is when he said, I want you to take care of me. You know, I want you to, maybe he did say it back then when he was in the strip club, but he said he wanted her to take care of her. You know, he needs a caretaker. The other caretaker, I don't know where she at, but he needs somebody to take care of him. He a sick old man, and this whoop, 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 and all of that. Oh, one more thing. There was a picture that I meant to include that I didn't, because they did end up going to Kimmie's place. And whatever they did, it was really, really quick, because Angel went in and went out. He said he got the money, he about to go. Right? And so, yeah. And so Angel end up leaving. The old man get the coughing real hard. That's when they end up getting in his truck and taking him down on this road. And he talking about he wanted to be the caretaker and all this other stuff. And also, while he was asking her to be a caretaker, Kimmie said that she wanted him to do something for her because her friend is in the hospital, and she just wants to check in and see how she's doing. And Kimmie wants this old man to play her um Rain's grandfather, so he can get information to go back and tell Kimmie, because Kimmie can't do it because she gonna end up getting in trouble. But they on this long road. They end up pulling to his house. She looking like, this your house? Like, and then, you know, he got gate men and all that stuff. So the gate man like, hey, how you doing? Whoop, whoop. They pull into the house. He he goes in. Kimmie helps him, escorts him over here to the bed. He's still coughing or whatever. I'm assuming he probably coughed up some blood or something. He tells Kimmie to go and get his pain medicine and all that. So it's back in the office. It's back in his office on a tray. So she goes through, gets his pain medicine, kind of look around the house. You know when you being nosy, because Kimmie like, this ain't on no fixed income. Like, all this money, like, you rolling. You got a whole bunch of money. So as Kimmie's leaving out his office, she's looking around and she sees all the pictures. Now she's starting to connect the dots, which I did too. But yes, come to find out, this is Roy's daddy. This is Roy's daddy. And then she finds out that Roy is married to Mallory, the person that over the Beauty in Black. She found, and Jules is right there. Jules is the connection to all of them. So it's just like, child, Kimmie looking like, what have I gotten myself into? What in the world have I gotten myself into? But I was thinking this is actually a good thing for Kimmie, because now that she's actually working with the family, this is the daddy. He's calling the shots. He ain't dead yet. He calls shots too. So, and I'm like, Another thing too, I'm like, Daddy, oh man, Daddy, you didn't know that this was Jules' nightclub? You had to have known that this is Jules' nightclub. You had to have known that. Like, you just so happen to end up at this man's spot. Come on. That's what a coinky dink. Anyway, but I'm just like, really, Kimmie? You're not in a too bad spot, because now you ain't really got to be out here hooking and ordering, and you can just be working for this man, and he can pretty much tell Jules, I don't want her doing this. So you can be up under this man. And but when you see Roy, and then Roy gonna see you, and then when you see Mallory, and everybody gonna be looking at dots and triangles and rectangles and squares, child, it's gonna be a whole mess. But this episode was really good, y'all. I actually am enjoying the first, this Beauty in Black. It seems like Tyler Perry has went a totally different direction in his writing, and it's like really, really good. I'm very intrigued. So anyway, y'all, this is Sheila B. Like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know what y'all think. Bye.